You got me feeling for you right now. Roll the gas, we can blow it, baby, right now. Drink a little, get you lit, see you hype now. Ain't talking later shit, I really want you right now. Hit the bedroom, then we turn the lights down. Legs up, got them doing suicides now. Looking on you, got the sheets all wet now. Let's get it in, love, I'm talking about right now. Right now, it's me and you, chilling out by the pool, living our best lives, we blowing the best fruit. Sweet is the best fruit. For starters, you make a nigga blush. We on a journey, I promise you, we ain't gotta rush. Skin soft as the best silk, I gotta touch every part of your body before I tear it up. After we flood the sheets, we gotta paddle up. It be that arch in your back that have a nigga stuck. Back shots, I'm giving you on the regular. Non-stop flights, we doing all the etc. You were so fine, I figure I gotta marry you. Hair be the best, I'm probably gonna have to calendar. Got the paper while we rolling up. Get the bread right, shit, I'm trying to live it up. Glance over just so I can see your bright smile. Let's get it in, shit, I'm talking about right now. Yeah, you got me feeling for you right now. Roll the gas, we can blow it, baby, right now. Drink a little, get you lit, see you hype now. Ain't talking later, shit, I really want you right now. Hit the bedroom, then we turn the lights down. Legs up, got them doing suicides now. Looking on you, got the sheets all wet now. Let's get it in, love, I'm talking about right now.
Right now, put your boy shit soon as she leave the house. Still looking for the score like a kill count. Full of different shit, hope you all into this. Sick, heavy twisted, all bitten shit. Yeah, going hard, none of that timid shit. Last time she said harder, I did it. Talking right down, pipe down, lights down. Love see you squeeze the sheets, still a bite down. Ain't it nice how when you lie down, put your legs up, from the side down, put you on top, help you drive down. Love how you saddle it, watch you climb down. Now I'm in deep, watch you play the sheets. Love when you exhale like a spreadsheet. Wanna take some good notes, probably write it down. She wants some nauseous. Right now.
You got me feeling for you right now. Roll the gas, we can blow it, baby, right now. Drink a little, get you lit, see you hype now. Ain't talking later shit, I really want you right now. Hit the bedroom, then we turn the lights down. Legs up, got them doing suicides now. Looking on you, got the sheets all wet now. Let's get it in, love, I'm talking about right now.
PK, pick a pussy, probably wetter than Pacific. Twisted like a ghetto bird, trying to say Pacific. Like excellence, Bruce, see why how I kick it. If an ass face another seeds, best believe she with it. This is King Talk, tell them niggas catch her. Outfield niggas just say I don't rest up. Bless her. Babe says she want tequila liquor. Now we extra ingredients. The liquor at the party scene, dope. Headed home on the E-way, connectors and HS. Express how the scene play, getting top down on the E-way with the top down. King getting rolled while he drove, now we hot now. Home plate mode, I ain't even hit the driveway. Word to Usher, King always did it my way. Said I owe the dick, so I got some debts to pay. She will role play right now, just press play.
You got me feeling for you right now. Roll the gas, we can blow it, baby, right now. Drink a little, get you lit, see you hype now. Ain't talking later shit, I really want you right now. Hit the bedroom, then we turn the lights down. Legs up, got them doing suicides now. Looking on you, got the sheets all wet now. Let's get it in, love, I'm talking about right now.
Yeah. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to my brother, DISSECT, Glister Guarantee. You know, it's a beautiful situation. I'm excited for tonight. What's good with everybody? How y'all doing, man? G's, what's good, cut? I was talking to that nigga Touch the other day, man. Me and you and Touch gonna have to link up and go get some drinks or something, man. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my brother G's in the building, man. You know? How everybody doing tonight, man? Y'all good? Oh, little sis, what's good with you, little sis? We got little sis in the building. I got my sis Melissa Bass in the building. You know? See, everybody who I talk to just about, when I bring them up here on the show to talk to them, and y'all know how I do with the interviews, I've been knowing Melissa since we was 12, 13, or 93. You know, we go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac, Jack. XL Pro, what happened, man? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. I knew I was forgetting something. Yeah, man. But how y'all doing this evening, man? You feel me? It's Thursday. Excuse me, ladies' night. We here. It's a beautiful situation. You know what I'm talking about? And it's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Last night's show was fire. You know what I'm saying? I got some emails behind last night's show. You know what I'm talking about? You know, man, don't take things personal, man. That's all I'm gonna say. If I ain't said your name or directed it towards you, you shouldn't be taking anything I say personal, man. Or anything that's said on the show personal. You did. Tomorrow night is Friday night wrap up. Y'all know how we do it. Tap in, walk with us. Me and King L's gonna get straight to it. And not only that, but tomorrow is the release of the third installment of the Butcher Boys Palmers and Leaves Volume 3. So, you know, we're going to touch on that tomorrow. But Saturday evening, we're going to be in E&E Studios, and we're going to have a live listening party. We're bringing the listening parties back. We're going to have a listening party on Saturday. The new album, Palmers and Leaves 3. You know what I'm talking about? The Butcher Boys, Narcissus the Sick, my brother Glitch the Guarantee. You know what I'm talking about? And it's going to be a beautiful situation. So make sure you tap in on Saturday for that. You know what I'm talking about? It's a beautiful thing, man. I've been good, man. I just seen I'm good, Letitia. I'm good, girl. I'm good. I'm great. Beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, though, man, tonight, and I told y'all for the ladies' night especially, I want to start bringing back the interviews, man, because you know what I'm saying. I've been getting emails, y'all been saying, man, I've been missing the interviews. We be having the chicks on, you know what I'm saying? You know? So, you know what I'm saying. I got my sis Melissa on here. Like I said, we go back to when we was young. We went to middle school with each other and stuff. Grew up in basically the same neighborhood, same area of town. You know what I'm talking about? And over the years, what I want to say about my sis Melissa is that she's grown up into a beautiful woman. And you know what I'm saying? She also is not one of these chicks that's out here on that bullshit. You feel me? I don't really pay attention to what many chicks gotta say. Y'all know I don't give a damn what a broad think, man. For real, most of y'all need to shut the hell up. You ask me. You know what I'm saying? But I do respect women though. And my sis Melissa is a grown-ass woman. She's an intelligent woman, you know what I'm saying, in many different ways. And she has an interesting perspective on things, you know what I'm talking about? And we're gonna chop it up and have some you know, grown folk conversation. I've been wanting Melissa to come on the show for I don't know how long. I've been asking her for at least a year, almost maybe two, something like that. But I know people be living their personal lives and, you know, whatever. So, you know, but it's a beautiful thing because we ain't going nowhere. And I tell all my peoples who I really fuck with, like, listen, whenever you ready to come on, you hit me up or, you know, I'm going to keep asking. You understand what I'm saying? Until you say, you know what? I'm ready to come on, bro. And this is the reason why I created the platform. And y'all see her in the comment section. This is her little sister. You know what I'm saying? In the comment section. You know what I mean? Uncle Diggity, what's good, man? It's saying that your device is not connected, Melissa. Okay, there we go. There we go. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so we're going to bring Melissa up here in a few minutes, man. But y'all know how we do it, man. We got to do the little monologue. Listen, man. When I created this show, like I always tell you, I created it for people like Melissa, people like y'all. You feel me? Shout out to my brother Uncle Diggity. You feel me? And rather versus trying to get like, you know, I think the real people is people like us, people we run into and come across on a daily basis, people who we actually know. You know what I'm saying? And when I created my show, I wanted to have people coming on here who I know are very intelligent, articulate, and is able to have a conversation without getting all in their feelings and stuff, and we'll have some real talk. You know what I'm saying? Melissa is definitely one of those chicks, and we're going to get right to it, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, pour up your glasses of vino, you know, roll up, pull up, whatever it is you're going to do. And you know we're going to get right to it. YouTube is acting real crazy on the copyrights. So from now on, I ain't playing nothing but E&E, right? I got some emails from them, man. And I'm telling you, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, nothing but E&E from here on out, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's an instrumental or something like that. But YouTube been acting crazy, and you know, I need some money. So you know what I'm talking about. We're gonna make it happen. You feel me? Y'all see what my man XL. And shout out to XL Pro in the building, man. You feel me? Shout out to my brother XL Pro. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, tonight though, man, we're gonna chop it up about some random stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a specific topic in you know what I'm saying, but we're gonna cover a wide range of things. You know what I'm saying? One thing I admire about Melissa is that she's not a silly, goofy broad like most chicks who I know from childhood. You feel me? A lot of people would, or should I say, a lot of chicks especially would call Melissa a pick me. Y'all know that word, pick me. Here's the thing. Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1. All of y'all are pick me's. Literally everything y'all do is to get validation and attention from men in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And you know you ain't no grown woman if you don't know that, if you don't understand that, if you don't believe that. You got a lot of growing up to do. You got a lot of tighten up to do. You feel me? And I know that might sound crazy to some people, but I mean, it don't matter because it's true. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter because it's true. You know what I'm talking about? And like Melissa, I don't care nothing about that stuff. It's the reason why chicks like Melissa get picked, get chose, and why they ain't got to be out here like the rest of you dumbass bras. You know what I'm talking about? And if it don't apply, let it fly. You hear me? And I'm just saying, though, man, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people be, you know, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? My thing is to get up out your feelings. You hear me? Which I know is hard for a lot of especially chicks to do. A lot of you dudes, too. You know what I'm saying? But I think it would work out in everybody's best favor if we focused on that. And like I said, I don't expect chicks to not operate outside of their emotions. You feel me? But at the same time, I would encourage y'all to at least take a look at before you react emotionally, respond mentally. Right. Now, I don't know if Melissa's having a bad connection or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what's going on, but we ain't gonna waste no more time, man. You feel me? Let me take this off the screen. Action or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what's going on, but we ain't gonna waste no more time. Now hold on, Melissa, this is what I need you to do. Screen.
I'm just having some lag on my end.
Yeah, mute your audio. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Now hold on, Melissa, this is what I need you to do. Okay, now hold on. Now listen. Do you got another screen open on your computer, like YouTube? Or take your mic off. I mean, cut your mic. Like YouTube. Mm-mm. You can hear me? Mm-hmm. Or take your mic off. Hold on. I mean, cut your mic. Like YouTube. On my end. You can hear me? It's like you got another window open or something that's causing some feedback. You know? All right, put your mic back on. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Put your mic back on. It's that echoing. Something's going on in the background.
Right. I'm trying to figure out what it
is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Put your mic back on. It's that echoing. Something's going on in the background. Hold on.
I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Put your mic back on. It's that echoing. Something's going on in the background. Hold on.
I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Can you hear me? Okay, so are you on YouTube on your computer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I need you to pause YouTube. Are you on YouTube on your computer?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I'm just on YouTube.
Are you on YouTube on your computer? Yeah, Melissa gonna have to this is what listen. This is for future references. When you come in and you hit the StreamYard link in the YouTube chat, you gotta pause your YouTube window. You gotta pause the YouTube window. Because it'll bleed in through the StreamYard like that. Because it's all integrated on your computer. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Even if you on your phone, it's the same thing. It's better to do it on a computer if you have a computer because the connection is clear. All right. But yeah, though, man, you know what I'm saying? You can't, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I don't suggest that you take things personal, especially online. I strongly suggest against it. I would suggest and I would encourage, especially y'all chicks, to not be so emotional, which I know is difficult for y'all. But I would encourage y'all to, you know, not look at things through an emotional lens. Or first, off top, try to use your thinking, your critical thinking. Like I said, I know this is hard for a lot of y'all chicks to do. But goddamn it, you gotta start somewhere, right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. We wait for Melissa to come back in. When y'all hit the StreamYard link in the YouTube comment section, you have to put your YouTube page on pause. You have to mute the audio because it will bleed into the show because the microphone is being used by YouTube and StreamYard on your computer. Right? I mean, you know, you can get on your phone for convenience purposes if you need to, but if you're somewhere stationary with a computer, it's better to do it on your computer. Trust me. It's a way better connection. You did? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. You already know what it is, man. Right? You know, we waiting for Melissa to come back in. Let me drop the link again just in case you need to see the link. The link is in the chat. You know what I'm talking about? And we about to get straight to it, man. You know what I mean? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? When I say you come in the comment section, you got to mute YouTube. When you go to YouTube, you come to the comment section, hit pause on YouTube, then hit the StreamYard link. I probably should have told Melissa that. All right. Hold on real quick. Yeah, man, you already know what it is, man. We having some technical difficulties on my sister's end, but it's all good. We're going to get them solved here in a short second. You know what I'm talking about? But since it's ladies' night, right, and y'all know how we do, tap in, walk with us. You know what I'm talking about? This, you know, this whole gender war thing, man. You feel me? I see a lot of people been posting lately. The gender war needs to be left in 2023. I couldn't agree any more, right? But what doesn't need to be left in 2023 is holding each other goddamn it accountable, specifically ourselves. You good now, Melissa?
Yeah, I think so.
There we go. Did you hit the pause on YouTube and then hit the StreamYard link?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So this is one of my many sisters that I had the privilege of knowing as a child into adult years. You know what I'm saying? Me and Melissa, we don't hang out or nothing like that, but we know each other now, right? And Melissa has definitely been you know, tapping and tuning in, you know what I'm saying, when I go in on the social engineering via Facebook. And you know what I have noticed is that, you know what I'm saying, there's a few chicks who understand real shit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that because I know Melissa. I'm not saying it because she agreeing with me. I'm saying it's some real shit. Because I'm pretty sure Melissa don't agree with everything I say. You know what I'm talking about? I'm positive she does. So without further ado, I'm going to fall back and let Melissa introduce herself, and we're going to get right to it.
All right. Well, I'm just a regular old woman. Ain't nothing special about me. I'm not no expert on anything at all. I'm just
Right.
well studied and well versed, first and foremost. Um, and respectfully, I'm just here to talk about these issues that's going on in the community. Particularly between men and women.
Right.
Because we got to get that right. Because without that getting right, the kids ain't getting raised right. You know what I mean? And men ain't properly taking care of women. Women ain't properly taking care of men. And at the end of the day, the kids are suffering. Then the next generation is suffering. So, because what we got going on right now is straight trash.
Straight trash. Right.
Straight trash. So
I couldn't agree more. You hear me? Now,
straight trash.
see, you got to be honest and transparent. I myself have played, just like a lot of people have played into this rigmarole, this back and forth. Now, mind you, very good money, might I ask you, if you know how to monetize the situation. But at the same time, you got to realize that you're capitalizing off of collective misery and trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, which I'm not saying is wrong, because listen here, I'm going to tell y'all off top. If anybody capitalize off your trauma, it might as well be you. You feel me? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I agree with listening to a lot of other people that I had these conversations with. I do believe that and think and feel strongly that we need to put this behind us because it's creating more separation and division. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, what we can't leave in 2023 is the accountability. Now, Melissa, I want to get your opinion on this. Right? Now, hold on. Hold on. Let me just do this real quick.
Now, my opinions is probably gonna ruffle.
Your opinions is your opinion, and your opinion is valid. You feel me?
It definitely is.
Right. Now, I'm about to play this, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Oh, come on, man.
Yo, tell me I'm not wrong. When women are losing an argument or, just wrong in general, they literally will fucking insult the fuck out of you, gaslight the fuck out of you, not take accountability or pull the crocodile tears. Bitch, it's getting old as hell. Like, grow up, bro. And I'm being honest with y'all. We've all done this. We've all been immature in fights and trying to win arguments, so let's not act perfect. But I'm saying something. When you get to a certain fucking age, you need to get into therapy or work on yourself. Because if you're sitting there trying to win an argument, the whole point is y'all to compromise and be together at the end of this. Not who wins, who can insult who first. Like, just think about what you are doing. And ladies, I know you're allergic to this shit, bitches. Just fucking say sorry. Just say you're wrong. I promise you, the argument will be fucking over. And when you really think about that, you have the one up. The bigger person is always the one who has the one up. Just say you're sorry. Just say you're wrong. It's not that fucking hard. But to sit there and cry and all that and be dramatic and make it worse, bitch.
I like that girl right there. She's funny as hell. But the only reason why I play that video because I want to say, because you're a woman and you can speak on this. Accountability. Why is accountability so difficult for the overwhelmingly mass majority of women? I'm not even talking about, we ain't even talking race specific. We're talking about women, period.
Right.
Why is it so difficult for women to take accountability, man?
Well,
I wanted to ask you that, but I want to ask you that here. So I'm going to leave it to you.
Right. Well, mainly, what I think it is, women, we always been afforded a way out of situations, you know what I'm saying, without accountability, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, let's talk about mothers and fathers, we hear a lot about the fathers not raising the kids, not being there, and that's valid. It's true in a lot of circumstances, but we rarely talk about the trauma that mothers cause to children. You get what I'm saying? It's always, oh, that's my mama, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But it's not though. Like we're the ones raising the children, like so we're bringing forth the next generation. So it's like, yeah, women need to be held accountable for their actions too. Like, and me sitting here as a woman and saying that, it ain't down on nobody. I'm talking amongst myself, talking about myself as well,
right.
But I think it's just that it boils down to the fact that men from young ages are raised to be a certain way and to be accountable and, you know what I mean, be a man and stand on business, you know, and all that. And it's like women are coddled growing up and told, you know, oh, it's okay, you know, everything's good. But it's like absent the genders, every human being needs to be held accountable. You feel me? So, you know, like in my relationship, I've been with my man 17 years straight. Okay. We've been through everything. But, you know, sometimes I have to sit down and hold myself accountable, you know, as a woman. Do I want to admit that to him all the time? No. You know, ain't none of us perfect, but you know,
Right.
as women, we do have to sit down and really, you know, figure out the best way to tackle this. Because like I said, we're raising the children here. So, you know, our part in this is like major. So we got to figure it out.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I like that answer too, because you know what I mean, it was very honest. And it wasn't deflectory anyway. When I ask most chicks that question, they get very offended. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I understand there's a plethora of reasons why. You know what I mean? But you know, it's one of those questions to where, you know, you can kind of see what type of chick you dealing with. You know what I'm saying? If you ask a chick a question like that and she just be honest with you, like, you know, and say what you said. You know what I'm saying? We like, oh, okay. But see, most chicks would be like, the niggas, they don't take account. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we know that. And let me speak for the men on this part. And y'all heard this woman said out her own mouth. Since we was young boys, we've been raised to take accountability, man. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more enforced, I would dare say, imposed on us than it is girls when they're growing up. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why when we get older and start to involve ourselves in relationships as young men, this is why it's a little bit more easier for us to take accountability. But let me throw a little red herring in there with that. Since a lot of us was raised by our mothers without fathers, you see where I'm going with this? Accountability in certain generations, I'm going to say during ours and after ours, right? We got a lot of males growing up with absolutely no, well, I ain't gonna say absolutely no, but for overwhelmingly mass majority with a difficulty in taking themselves or holding themselves accountable.
And that goes back to what I said in the beginning about us being responsible for the next generation.
Right. That's a fact. Yeah. That's a fact. And I think when it comes to accountability on young brothers' part, I think that this situation right here that we all probably hip to or know about it to some extent. You know what I'm saying? I think we can all relate to this, and I think this whole situation kind of you know, exemplifies what we're talking about when we discussing right now with accountability, especially on the part of us men. You know what I'm saying? This whole situation going on right here, right? With this young brother and you know, in the limelight, like how it is too. You feel me? This whole situation right here. This is what it looks like when men don't teach their sons about accountability, right? Because regardless of how wealthy T.I. is, that's not something that will prevent him from raising his son to be accountable for himself. And this young boy right here is wild. Or is he? And I just think that exemplifies what I'm talking about when I talk about what it looks like when these generation of young boys don't know nothing about being held accountable or holding themselves accountable. I think it's quite sad, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Melissa, I want to get your opinion on that. What you, if anything, you know about this situation, you know what I'm saying? I want to, from a mother's perspective and a woman's perspective, where do you think the mishap was with this situation with this young brother?
I mean, I don't know, because there's been a lot.
Look at his mom and his pops now.
There's been a lot of allegations against the mother and father about a lot of a lot of things. So, I mean, if that allegedly, if any of that is true, then he was raised in a real crazy environment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Right.
yeah, accountability may not have been a thing that, you know, really going on. It may have been more about, you know, the Hollywood lifestyle type of thing.
Right. Right.
And we know how twisted that is, you know.
Right.
So
For sure.
ain't no telling.
Especially with these kids. And I just wanted to bring that up. I wanted to bring this situation up because, you know what I'm saying, when and this is of course with you know, T.I. being who he is, this is a niche situation as far as him being who he is. But to be quite honest with y'all, it's a lot of little dudes growing up just like this, and their parents ain't nowhere near famous.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this little dude. You hear me? I know a lot of them. So, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to talk about that real quickly, though, man. We're going to move on to the next subject. Now, but we still all is under the umbrella of this whole gender war thing, right? Men versus women. Now, this is what I want to ask you, Melissa, right? Now, you've been witnessing and watching, and you know, like I said, we all have partaken and engaged in the rigmarole back and forth at some point to some extent. So let's kill it with all the, you know what I'm saying, holier than thou art stuff. Y'all be killing me with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But what I want to ask you is, at what point did you realize, right, that this is a thing? Like, when you, because you know, at first, you know, stuff on the internet, you'd be like, oh, it's a trend or whatever. But then it's like, we going on like year 3, going into year 4, heavy, right? Especially since my homie Kevin Samuels died, man. We've been going, it's been like it's a whole economy around this type of content. And I'm gonna tell you this now, Melissa. This is exactly why I don't engage with that stuff on my YouTube, because I don't want to be involved with none of that stuff as far as the algorithm goes. But I want you to give your take on, at what point did you realize that this whole gender war thing was a little bit more than just, you know, internet back and forth, but internet, discussions and stuff like that? When I say, when you start seeing like how this is impacting in society and stuff.
Well, I mean, when you research like I do and read like I do, and you know, you're a history buff and you like to read about how things come into play, it's like it's obvious, you know what I mean? Because it goes back to, you know, when they tricked women out of being wives. I mean, they basically tricked women out of being wives. You know, they got women marching in the street. Oh, we want to be independent. We hate men, and you know, all this foolishness that makes no sense. It's not even the natural order of things.
Right.
It's not even the natural order of things. So, you know, when you read about how they introduced welfare and, you know, basically told women they couldn't have men in the home, and how they, you know, got women to join the workforce by tricking them, and, you know what I'm saying, oh, when really it's all about money. You know, they just wanted women to get in the workforce, pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, they never cared about nobody's rights. And that's what burns me up about seeing women march in the streets for a right to kill their baby and stuff like that. Like, it's not about your right. Like, it's way deeper than that. They never cared about none of our rights. You know what I'm saying? It's about money. It's a spiritual war. It's way, way deeper than that. This man against woman, and this transhumanism agenda, like, people really don't, you got to connect the dots. And the only way you can do that, because if I sit here today and I ramble off everything that I know and connect all the dots, I'm going to sound like a lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I've learned that, you know, people just have, it has to be a self journey. You have to really care and really want to know. And then you'll be able to put it all together. But I mean, it's pretty obvious when you look at how everything's done played out, and you look back and you look forward and you look at the now. It's like, oh, this is very purposeful. They're doing it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? And you couple that with the depopulation agenda, and it's like, yeah, they don't want men and women to procreate. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get rid of us, really, you know, at the end of the day. So of course they want men and women to be against each other, and you know what I mean? So it's way deep.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad when I talk to women who actually see it and is able to have control over their emotions and not get you know, in a emotional state to where, you know what I'm saying, they be so much focused on the delivery of the message, who's delivering the message, or how they may feel about it versus what actually is being conveyed. Because I'm telling y'all, if y'all would put some effort into you know, not emotionally reacting to things and actually use your sense of discernment, you actually see that a lot of stuff that you find offensive, that you, and now mind you, and I always tell y'all this too, man, you choose to be offended. Really, actually, to be honest with you, nobody can truly offend you unless you allow them to, right? So with that being said, you know what I mean, and like I said, I know it's difficult, especially for a lot of chicks, most chicks, but I'm not telling you to remove your emotion because I know that's difficult for y'all to do. What I'm saying is put some energy and some effort into resting the essence to simple to peak. Mentally responding before you emotionally react. Because I'm telling y'all, even some of y'all dudes too, y'all miss a lot of useful information, man, because you so focused on how it sounds and who's saying it versus what they're actually saying. One thing I want to ask you about this, right? Because I noticed this a lot. I know you noticed this too. Especially when it comes to a guy like me. And I don't want to make this about me as far as like you, whatever. I mean, you know, it's my show and whatever, but of course it's going to be about me. But what I'm saying is, what I've noticed, Melissa, I'm pretty sure you noticed this too. What I've noticed is that, and now this is when it comes to chicks, though, right? What I noticed is that when it comes to chicks, when you telling them some shit, some real shit, whatever, right? You know, like I said, being offended is a choice. You know what I'm saying? But what I noticed, Melissa, is that a lot of chicks will not listen specifically to a man or men when it is in their best interest to do so. Right? Now, I want to get your opinion as a woman on why, maybe you can give us a little insight on why that is that women do that. You know, I'm going to let you go ahead and answer to the best of your ability. Now, we know Melissa, of course, don't speak for all women, but she's a woman, and she can speak on this because she is one. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of females out there that will relate to what she about to say. So don't y'all get y'all
I'm
gonna
be straight up honest with you.
Right.
If your woman's not listening to you, she don't accept your energy as masculine energy. Like
right.
you're not who you think you are to her. Put it like that. Because when a woman is in the presence of a divine masculine, it's automatic. It's automatic. She's gonna pipe down and she's gonna, you know what I mean? She's gonna listen. Now, granted, of course, there's some women that just come on now. There's some bad ones everywhere, you know what I mean?
Right.
But for the most part, I feel like women, for one, have been programmed to hate men, you know, and to look at men as their oppressors and patriarchy and all this and that. Now, let's be clear. Women have been oppressed.
For sure.
And we're oppressed for a very long time. You know what I mean? And I think, and that wasn't that long ago. You know what I'm saying? So women are still like busting out the seams with freedom and just kind of just got out of control. Things are just way out of control now. You know what I mean? But I mean, you can correlate that to the girl that grew up in church and Catholic school and never been exposed to nothing. And then all of a sudden she gets out in the world and she's just, whoa, you know what I'm saying? She's all over the place. I think that's what's happened to a lot of women in that instance. But for the most part, I have to say that, you know, as for me, if I'm with a man and I'm not listening to him, he's not for me. Like he's not he's not in his masculine energy enough to make me feel safe in my feminine energy. So if he's not showing good leadership skills and he's not, you know, in his divine masculine energy, then 9 times out of 10, that woman's not going to listen to him. And that's just the truth.
That's a fact. That's a fact. 100% facts. So, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty cut and dry, right? You feel me? Now, when it comes to listening when it's in your best interest to do so, though. Right? Now think about this, though, Melissa. Right? This is something that I've recognized. Even when so think about what Melissa just said, y'all. Right? That can apply sometimes in certain situations. I 100% agree. But when it comes to a guy putting you up on some game, it ain't necessarily even gotta be a dude, your man that you're in a relationship with. It could be any man sitting up here, like how you notice probably on social media, social engineering. You know, saying somebody sit up here. Now, let me. I'm gonna give you a prime example of this. Right? I'm about to show y'all a prime example of this. What I mean by what I'm saying, not listening, even when it's in the best interest. Right? I don't know. I cut my camera off. Right? What I mean by that is, a dude doesn't have to be your man, right? Not saying that you have to listen to all men, but a dude doesn't have to be your man or your father for you to listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody's trying to get at you, not everybody's trying to smash you. Some people just actually trying to put you up on game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And what I noticed when I look at back and forth, I notice that this is something that recurs a lot. I see a dude actually saying something that's valid, something that's actually factual and true, right and exact, right? And I've seen dudes present facts, unequivocal data, information, stats, right? And I sit up here and see chicks be like, right?
Delusional.
I done seen some of you niggas do it too, man. Right? A lot of you niggas is becoming real delusional too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to relax with that, because when somebody's giving you some information that can actually benefit you, and you so delusional in your mindset that, you know, you got that cognitive dissonance thing that I always be talking about going on. This is why, and this, I'm glad you brought that up too. In 2024, like I said last night, specifically and especially over here at A Real Talk, we're gonna focus on building, I don't say building, but raising and molding, excuse me, our young brothers into men. And like I hear everybody saying, standing on business, standing on business is making sure these young brothers ain't all feminine like how they is now, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our responsibility as men, when we see a problem, man, is not only say something about it, but do something about it. You feel me? So that's what we're going to be on over here in 2024. Already talking to some of my brethren behind the scene. We're going to have some situations going on for y'all.
That'll be great. Let me know when you get that up and running. I definitely
we're going to put together some situations and, you know what I'm saying, activities and programs, you know what I'm saying, for the young brothers, man. You know what I mean? We're going to put some things together so these young brothers can have some mentorship, you know what I'm talking about? Because, you know, it's a serious situation out here when it comes to these young boys. You know,
yeah, it really is.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, I'm thinking, but how many children do you have, Melissa? You said 4.
Mm-hmm.
And how many boys do you have?
I got 2.
So you got 2 boys and 2 girls, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, I want to ask Melissa this. Now, as a mother, right? When it comes to them little boys, see, they lucky because they got their pops around, right? But a lot of us didn't when we was coming up. Now, as a mother contributing to raising these 2 boys, right? I want you to speak on what has been the most difficult thing for you, right? Or I'm not gonna say the most difficult thing, but at what point? Because I always say this, right? Because I'm a man, and I was a young man who throughout my life periodically was raised by just my mom and my dad when he wasn't able to be around. But for the most part, my pops was there. You feel me? But when he wasn't, my mom made sure that I had strong men and male presence in my life. Now, at some point, normally between the ages of 8 and 10, I've noticed from my personal experience and just looking at this stuff, it really ain't too much we got to learn from our moms at that point, man. Now, I want to ask you, as a mother of 2 boys, at what point did you realize, like, Damn, I done probably taught these little boys all I could probably teach them, man. You know what I'm saying? As a mother and as a woman, I want you to speak to that. And what's your opinion on that? What I just said. And I'm gonna repeat it just so we can be sure and clear. Young boys between the ages of 8 and 10 have nothing more to learn from their mother as far as becoming a man. You hear me? Now, I want to get your opinions on that and your views on that.
Well,
smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, y'all. Go ahead.
Well, first you said what's the most difficult thing. So let me say that first.
Okay.
The most difficult thing for me as a mother raising boys is to find that balance between not presenting too much feminine energy for them to absorb, as far as making them like overly emotional and coddling them too much, but finding the balance between not doing that, but helping them be emotionally intelligent and be okay, be healthy emotionally, and psychologically. It's hard to find that balance because you want to coddle your sons, you love your sons, but when you think about what's waiting for them out there in the world, it's like there's none of that going to be happening when they leave your house. They're going to be young men and they're going to have to go out there and go get it and be providers and have people depending on them, and they can't be sitting in the corner somewhere crying and whining. And so I would say that is the most difficult thing, having to step back and let their dad do what he's supposed to do as a man and having to witness it and not being able to really intervene and coddle them and say, oh, it's going to be okay, and make excuses for their behaviors and stuff like that. Sometimes I have to just kind of fade into the background and let their father teach them the lessons that he needs to teach them as a man, because I'm not a man, you know what I mean? So I would say that's the most difficult part of mother and sons, that finding that balance, whether the father's there or not, And then for that second part, you had said, what was that second part of that question?
The second part was, at what point did you realize, or have you come to the point where you realize, where, depending on how old your sons are, like, do you realize that, or have you realized that as far as them becoming men, that you have really no more to teach them in that part?
I mean, I went in knowing that pretty much, because I've never been one of those females that's like, oh, I'm equal to a man. I want to be like a man. I want all the rights that a man have. I don't, look, baby, I'm straight on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a woman. I don't, you know what I mean? So I went in with that attitude that, that they need to be with their dad, and learn skills and different things about how to be a man from him. And I can't give them that. And I'm not going to sit up and be like, I'm the mom and the dad. I'm sorry, you can't be the mom and the dad.
Facts. Right. And that's a beautiful thing, man, because you know what I mean? Not too many kids have the privilege of having both of their parents in the household. And you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing to me, especially when I see people in relationships following proper structure and order, man. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to raising these kids, man, you know what I'm saying? Especially in this era, it is out now too. Like, man, like, you know what I mean? We need families together. We need fathers in the home, man.
Yes.
We need fathers in the home. Now, I want you to speak on this too. Segue into what I'm about to ask you. You been with your child's father. Y'all been together for however long y'all been together. Now, I want you to speak on the importance of a man being in the home when it comes to raising these children, man. These children, man.
No, it's definitely needed. It's definitely needed. Like I said, it's got to be a balance. There's a divine feminine energy and there's a divine masculine energy. And those kids need both of those energies to be poured into them, regardless of their gender. You may think, oh, a girl's okay because she's with her mom, or a boy's okay because he's with his dad. No, they need both of those energies to be poured into them. And, when the divine masculine energy is not in the household, especially when boys are in the household, they tend to grow up feminized and unable, nervous wrecks emotionally, you know, because that's what they've witnessed, you know, being raised by their mother. They don't have their father around to teach them how to temper their emotions and to operate from, you know, their intelligence rather than how they feel, you know, and that's very, very, very important for a man to learn, because without that, he's going to grow up to not be able to fulfill his potential as a man. He's not going to be able to operate in the midst of other real masculine men. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to thrive in that environment because he don't have the skills. He don't have the skills. He's going to get laughed out the room. You know what I mean? And I particularly don't want to set my sons up for that, you know, so ever since they've been born, and well, I'm going to actually say from the moment of conception, they had a 2-parent household. And I've done everything I needed to do to hold it together and hold it down, because I understand that without their father, whether I can financially provide and make sure they're okay in the physical world, there's a spiritual and a psychological aspect to their father being present that has nothing to do with me. And like I said, sometimes I have to back up and just, you know what I mean, let him do what he needs to do. Do I like it? No, I don't, you know, but at the same time, I have to be real with myself as a woman and understand that my kids don't just need just me.
That's a fact, man. I like to hear that though, man, because, you know, I be hearing a lot of chicks saying, you know what I'm saying, I'm the mom and dad, I can do it by myself, I don't need, you know what I'm saying, and I'll be, you know, I mean, you know, on certain levels that might be true, because, you know, it's a lot of chicks out here who got decent jobs and they can able to make money for themselves, or, you know, whatever the situation may be. But and I want you to speak on this too, right? I want you to speak on this too. Get your views and your opinions on this, because what I have noticed, you know what I'm saying, and you know, I'm pretty sure you and other people have noticed this as well. But what I have noticed is that due to the fact, you know what I'm saying, feminism and all that crazy stuff, we all know, you know, we don't all know, but y'all tapping in with me, y'all know. You feel me? So we know all about feminism and all of that stuff, though. You know what I mean? And like Melissa said earlier, like women was tricked out of being wives and into being independent women, right? Not to give them any sense of freedom or individuality, but in order to turn them into cash cows. It was an untapped market, right? But now think about this though, right? You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, women were allowed to have jobs when they, you know, in certain levels of companies and corporations and industry, you know what I'm saying? And now you got, and I'm glad Melissa brought that up, because I'm gonna speak on that too. Now you got a lot of chicks working corporate, right? And along with this false sense of freedom and independence, you know what I'm saying, the money has replaced or been manipulated into thinking it's replacing the role of a man. Now, I want to ask you, what is your opinion on this? And let me present this so you can know what I'm saying. When I say money has replaced the role of men, you feel me? What's your take on that?
I agree with that because I think a lot of women are, you know, chasing their dreams and you know, being independent, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, a lot of women are forced to do that as well. You know what I mean? But it's like at some point you got to recognize that, you know, man and woman is designed to be together. You cannot replace a marriage, a family, a home, and children with a job and a career. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, men don't care about that. Like, you know, women come in leading with, oh, I got a bachelor's, I'm a nurse, I'm a this, I'm a that. Like, men don't care. He will literally marry the waitress at the diner because she treats him right, because she's in her feminine energy. Men don't care about the things that we think they care about. And, you know, that just alienates us even further, because then now you got women coming to the table flexing masculine accomplishments, you know what I mean, and saying, "Oh, well, I got my degree, I got a house, I got this and I got that," and that's cool, you know. But at the same time, it's like, what is all that worth when you can't keep a man? because he's not feeling needed at all. Matter of fact, you screaming every day you don't need no man. And you could do it by yourself. And me in particular, baby, no, I
Not
ain't.
at all.
I need my man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let him know that. I don't never make him feel like, oh, I don't need you. No, that's stupid. Why would you sign up to struggle? So yeah, I mean, that's a big problem too. It's like women were oppressed for so long that they come out the gate running to fulfill their dreams and their goals and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But our main core contribution to life is to raise children.
Right.
That's our main thing that we're meant to do here, and we're neglecting that because guess what? While you chasing your dreams and you out there working 60 hours a week, and where's them kids at? Who raising them kids? Who's cooking them kids dinner? The daycare's raising them. Your family's raising them. Your mother's raising them. Their father's already not around, so it's like you think I'm providing financially, but it's like a whole side of this that's just being neglected and it's not being tended to, and it's a problem, so it's just crazy. Like, it's just so many ways you can attack this issue between men and women. It's all, we need to get back to the basics.
Get back to basics, man. And when we're talking about getting back to basics, y'all hear me say this all the time. You know what I'm saying? When me and Pops be chopping it up for Spiritual Roots Sundays, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all hear me say this all the time, man. We got to get back to proper structure and order. Right? Now, you don't even have to be in that because, I'm not the guy that's going to, me and my Pops, we don't proselytize nobody. We don't sit up here and but in order for what I do know is in order for things to get to any type of solution or remedy to solve the issue or the problem, what I do know for a fact, well, listen, I want you to speak on this too. What I do know for a fact is that we absolutely must get back to proper structure and order, right? Now, I want you to speak on proper structure and order from your perspective and share with the people on why that's that's the most important thing into restructuring our families and try to, remedy this situation, that's going on versus perpetuating it with the back and forth rigmarole.
Well, I mean, that saying, it says, if you want to know the state of a society, look at its women.
Facts.
And it's true. And you can sit back, you can nitpick, well, niggas ain't doing this, men ain't doing this. So it's a lot of feminine men. It is. So what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, take accountability for yourself as an individual and stop looking at it as if your man's trying to control you. It's more like men know how other men operate and think. They know what's really going on out here. Us women, we don't really know what's going on out here a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're thinking about other things, so when your man tell you don't go here, don't do that, don't wear that, I don't like that, I don't like her, I don't think you should do this and that. A lot of times as women, we look at it like, oh, he's trying to control me. I ain't gonna listen to no nigga and this and that. But it's like, how can he properly protect you and you don't listen? You know what I mean? So a lot of times, that's a factor in the problems between men and women. But like I said, the structure needs to be, we need to get back to the basics because the kids are not being raised right. I mean, there's no other way to put it. The children are not being raised right with the single mothers epidemic that's going on. And a lot of women, they sign up to be a single mother because they run the men off. I'm just being honest. Like, some women, they get pregnant by men who are just don't want to take care of their kids and stuff like that. But a lot of the times, women contribute to being a single mother by being unwilling to compromise.
Right.
And just making it extremely difficult for the man to even be around. So long as that's going on, people already ain't married.
Right.
So it's just like, it's no structure. Like, there has to be, kids need structure. You know what I mean? And if the mom's single, she has to work. You know, there's not two incomes in the house. She has to be out of that household most of the week. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the kids are being neglected. I don't care who got them kids. If they're not with their mother and father, it's a form of neglect going on. They need their mother and father. You know, so I'm not saying neglect in the sense of they're not being fed, they're not being properly cared for. I'm saying neglect in the sense of they don't have the proper structure going on in their household.
Right.
So
that's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm glad that you said that too, because you know what I mean? When I have these conversations, it's not to moral finger wag and all of that. It's to accountability on all sides and really talk about and have a serious discussion without getting in feelings and upset and really being honest about what the situation is. And you heard what Melissa said, it's an epidemic, right? It's an epidemic. And when I say epidemic, I'm paying attention to what Melissa brought up earlier too. She said the depopulation agenda. So y'all hear me talk about a lot. If we got a lot, y'all got to understand the meat grinder, crab barrel, Ouroboros, recycle agenda that's going on, right? And I'm pretty sure you may know some about this, but I want to ask you about this. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? And your man for holding it together, man. And because I know that's hard work. I know it's not easy. You feel me?
17 years. We'd be looking at each other like we've been together 17 years.
But that's that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like I know it's been difficult. I know it's been hard, pause. You feel me? 2 boys, 2 girls, you know what I'm saying? And but making that stuff work and figuring out, you know what I mean, that proper, just to have that structure in a household, you know what I'm saying? That's more important than any individual feelings. You feel me? Now I want you to speak on that right there. As being in a relationship that you've been with, raising the children, working things out through hell and high water, disagreeing, not liking, whatever. I want you to speak on, especially from your perspective, on, you know what I'm saying, the importance of, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, making sure that structure is maintained, you know what I'm saying, regardless of, any disagreements or, anything like that.
Well, first of all, I had to not be operating from my pride and ego, because that's a masculine trait. Right. And anytime you come at your man and you in masculine energy, he's going to buck up. You know what I'm saying? He's going to buck up. He's going to disrespect you.
Naturally.
Yeah, like it's like, if he had a table with another man and that man start turning up, he going, so it's like your woman start turning up, acting like a man. You going, that's just in y'all nature. Y'all naturally competitive. Y'all defenders, y'all protectors. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just wired to do that. So it's like I had to learn as a woman to, step back from that. And it's hard sometimes, and he could be dead wrong, but sometimes I just be having to, swallow my pride a little bit. And, and he does the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking from my viewpoint. Right. Ain't nobody getting bullied over here. Everybody who knows me knows that.
For sure.
But, but
definitely not happening.
Yeah. But at the same time, I had to stop operating from a pride and ego, standpoint, you know what I mean, and humble myself and just be like, you know what, this is my man, like he's supposed to lead, not me, like you know what I mean. It's not supposed to be like that. Like the women are not supposed to lead the household. It's an imbalance, So basically, I just had to step outside myself and kill that, you know what I'm saying, and just understand that there's a certain way that you got to handle your man and talk to your man if you want his respect and if you want him to treat you like his woman. Now, if you want him to treat you like his nigga at the spot, then keep doing the shit you're doing. He gonna give you just that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be treated like that personally. So I just had to check myself in a lot of ways as a woman and stop seeing my feminine energy as a weakness, because it's very powerful. If you want to get something from your man, don't come at him barking at him. and masculine energy. You have to come at him in your softest feminine energy, and you will get what you want from him. If he love you, he'll give you what you want.
Right, for sure. And I'm glad you spoke on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a good point. You know what I mean? And perfect segue into another aspect of this men versus women thing, right? You know, let me come up real quick. So you and this is a major thing that, you know what I'm saying, I noticed right here too. This is why I say it's a difference. This is why I think I might need to do a part 2 to that, Uncle Diggity, man. To that males you know what I'm saying, males versus men, and women, you know, females versus women. You know what I'm talking about? I think I might need to do a part 2 to that, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a dope show too. Anyway, you know what I mean? When it comes to this aspect of the, you know, so-called gender war and men versus women thing, you know what I mean? Naturally. And this is why I said you got to be a woman. What I noticed, and a lot of chicks get offended when I say this too, Melissa, man. I'll be like, when I say it's a difference between females and women, man, all women are females, but not all females are women. You hear me? And what Melissa just spoke on just brings validation to that statement right there, or to that saying right there. You know what I mean? A lot of chicks be talking about dudes be broke, and you know what I'm talking about, and you know what I'm saying, dudes this, dudes that, and then, you know what I mean? I just made a post up there. I say, man, if you know what I mean, if a dude ain't told you her, you ain't her. Let me refer. If a man ain't told you that you're her, I want to get your time, Melissa.
As far as what part of what you said?
When we froze up. What I said, what you take as far as like, you know, a lot of girls be saying I'm her, you know what I'm saying, I'm this and I'm that, and I do that. They're kind of going back to what you said about, you know what I'm saying, coming off with the masculine energy with the accomplishments and all that type of stuff. But on this aspect, you know what I'm saying, girls just be feeling themselves. You know, everybody's being told that they're just the prettiest and they're the baddest, and be made to feel like they're just the baddest chick and they got the wettest coochie and all this crazy stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying, like, if a man hasn't told you that you're her, you ain't her.
Right. Like you mid, baby. You really mid.
Specifically men, though. If we ain't sit up there and confirm what you think in your head, it ain't true. You know what I'm saying? I want to get your opinion on that.
Well, you know what? I just think it's a lot of narcissism. You know, it's like really rampant. Because I mean, if you look at social media, people is taking selfies like every 5 seconds.
And that's narcissism on both parts too.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Let me come up real quick, and I take accountability for that. As a lot of men, I don't like the word because I know a lot of y'all don't really even understand what narcissism truly is. But that's not what tonight's show about, so I'm not going to get into that. You hear me? But I just see why this word is being pushed into the lexicon so heavy, like how it being. I see it's working too, very demonic. But a lot of people, there's a lot of us dudes, man. We can have this stuff too, though, man. So you know, so you gotta keep it fair. Well, go ahead.
I was just saying in the sense that we're just too focused on the physical realm and not on being a good person. You know what I'm saying? And being a good mother, being a good wife. It's just about being a bad bitch and a boss bitch. When in truth, be honest, like if you are a boss bitch and you get in the presence of a real masculine man and you try that boss bitch shit, he gonna be like, well, bitch, you're not the boss of me. So, you know, you can do all that at work and with your friends and all this and that, but when you come in my presence, you know, you need to bow down. You know what I'm saying? And if that's your man, you should be willingly doing that. So I just think that as women, we're just more caught up in the looks and, oh, I just want to be independent and be a bad bitch and this and that. And that's what got them running to the surgery tables and mutilating themselves and piling on all this makeup and these wigs. And it's just like, it's sickening. I mean, I just everything's just so out of control now. Like me personally, if I was a man, I would be looking for a regular woman. I wouldn't want, look, baby, if you into all that new age stuff, I'm straight. I just want a regular woman. I just don't see men really finding wives in this new era of women. You know what I mean? Because there's no value system there. It's just like it's wild.
Right. Nothing left to the imagination anymore.
It's wild. You got men online literally telling women put clothes on. Like, come on, that is crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wild.
That's super crazy. Wild. You know, that's super mega wild. So that's a perfect segue to listen. When it comes to the BBLs, man, you feel me? And the augmentation to the body, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the BBLs, man, you know,
it's sickening.
Let me pull this up on the screen. All right. Buddha. Look at that, man.
It's sickening.
Now we're gonna look at the botched.
And you know what? All women, you know, we strive to be beautiful. We want to be perfect for our man. You know, I'll be lying if I say I ain't look in the mirror and wish I was a little this, a little more that. But it's like my overall confidence ain't affected by looks, because my confidence comes from, you know, going through all the things I've been through in life and still standing tall and being a giant in my own right. So I never really got off into that, but it's really sad. And it literally makes my soul sad to see the state of women, you know, and the things that they're doing to themselves to try to keep up with the next person or this, you know, fake reality social media. It's like crazy to see. Sad.
Right. Now I want to ask you this, Melissa, right? As a mother raising 2 girls, right? Navigating this whole system and structure that's being brought in with all this fake augmented. Keep telling y'all what we being prepared for, man. Y'all got to understand how all of this stuff fits in to preparing us for the metaverse, man. Understand what Melissa just said, man. Right? But I want to ask you, as a mother raising 2 girls, right, navigating through this madness so they don't get consumed by the media, because, you know, it's just in their face. You know what I mean? Another importance of having that structure in the home, because, you know, that you have that, you have a lot of more influence and interaction with your daughters with that, versus having to go to work and they left to massive amounts of time on their own. I want to get your perspective on, and not only your perspective, but just, you know, also tell us, in this new era of social media, raising especially 2 little girls, and we'll get to the little boys next, right, on the same question, raising the daughters, and when we got all this BBL stuff, how do you go about raising your daughters, not only be feminine, but to value and really accept and love who they are the way the Most High made them?
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. My daughter's 17. She don't have a phone. She don't have no social medias. That's not a thing in my house for her anymore, because it's just too poisonous. And I know she goes to school. She's in high school. I know she goes to school, and they probably make fun of her because she ain't got her iPhone or whatever. But it's just like, we as the adults can barely handle social media. Like we have to literally put our phones down and walk away and you know, pull ourselves away from this fake reality. So to think that children can thrive in that environment when we can't even keep up with social media and the things going on the internet as adults, like it stresses us out. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine a kid, they're still malleable, they're still moldable. So it's like, you just cannot allow your kids to be exposed to this, man. And it's very hard to keep it away from them. But I just do my part as far as, you know, not giving them access to it in the household. I'm sure when they go to school, they still see this and see that or whatever. But there is no other solution but to keep them off of it, to be honest, as much as you can.
Listen here, man. Kids, 17, I mean, and that's good. But I would say, man, listen, y'all better understand the effects of this stuff on the developing brain, man. You heard what Melissa just said. Like, it's adults, grown folks that can't handle this social engineering. Kids should absolutely not have access to it. Not until they about 17, 18. And that's just being real. I know that sounds crazy, but for somebody to hear me, Melissa say that or me say that, or in agreement with her and be like, no, give your kid a flip phone.
Yeah, there's no safe amount of it because you can put on all the parental controls. You can do all of that. They're still going to. I mean, when I open up my Instagram, its ass is shaking everywhere. And I mean, butt naked ass bitches everywhere. Right. And I'm just like, damn, like, what if I was in church or what if I didn't even sign up for this? Like, where did this come from? I'm not on there looking at that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just wow, man. It's the way it's all set up. It's just like, did you see where some parents are like suing them because, yeah, they suing about their kids. Like, it's a real problem. Like,
it was a case that Instagram had a couple years ago, about a year or two ago, 3 years ago, I think at the most, where they put a study out that specifically young girls were being extremely affected by the imagery that they were being exposed to via Instagram. How these young girls were made to feel like they had to have a certain standard of beauty about themselves, and these girls were really psychologically and emotionally being damaged by this. This was a 2000, I want to say 19 study, 20 study, I believe.
Yeah, they got some lawsuits going on.
Yeah,
because they specifically designed it to do just that.
Right.
So that's why you sit there and scroll for hours, because they designed it for you to do that.
Right. Exactly. Now, as far as the little girls, you got two boys as well. You know. So I want you to speak on the same for the boys, because I would imagine it's the same, but you know, you might gotta go about it a little bit different with the boys. I would imagine that.
Yeah, my boys don't have phones either. But I'm more concerned about the video games with them. Right. Because those video games are really graphic and
they're very real nowadays.
Yeah, it's very. And then if you go back and you study the history of video games, people think they were made for entertainment, but they were actually made by the military.
Right. Everything starts out that way.
Yeah, they used to sit soldiers to play these video games to desensitize them to death, you know, in the field and stuff like that. So, you know, I worry more about my sons with that than the social media.
Melissa, let me ask you this. To what you just said, right? I want to know if you realize what you just said. So with that being said, what you just said concerning the history of video games, what does that let you know about video games today?
The same thing.
That lets you know that video games is a weapon.
All of it
developed by the military. Anything the military was involved with in its foundation beginning, that means it was a weapon.
But you know what? You know what else is so interesting?
It is a weapon, I should say.
That a lot of people don't know the military also designed all the highway systems in the whole country. Right. And they designed them so that they can lock down these cities quickly as possible if they came to that. So the way they designed the freeway system, 270 and how it encircles and all of that is a blueprint for if they decide to keep your ass in, you staying in.
Now peep this. In the event of massive civil unrest, what happened during the riots a few years ago? They shut Columbus down like that within 24 hours. You was not getting in downtown. It was not happening. From any way you could get downtown, they had it completely sealed off. Trust me, I know. I was there. And it was less than 24 hours.
And, you know, our country, we're used as the military arm of the three-part system. You know, the banking is in Europe. The religious cult part of it is in the Vatican. And then the military arm of this new world order is us. They use us. So yeah, when it comes to anything military,
my nigga Jay Jermaine in the building. What's good, bro? My fault. I just want to acknowledge my brother. Go ahead.
Oh no, you good. You good.
Yeah. We see. This is what I like about Melissa, right? Right. Now, when I say what I'm about to say, this of course doesn't apply to all, but for the most part, most chicks don't really talk about like important shit. Don't really talk about things of important significance.
They doing the ceiling challenge. They doing the ceiling challenge right now.
That shit is got. That's a perfect example of what I'll be talking about. So somebody that say, "Oh, where do you?" No, it's facts, right? And this is what I like about Melissa, because Melissa is a well-versed and learned and studied chick, and she, you know, to my knowledge, she ain't got like no master's degree or nothing like that, man.
No, I don't.
You know what I'm talking about? But a very intelligent and educated, if you would, woman nonetheless. You hear me? So I can speak with Melissa on a wide range of things. You feel me?
We can go anywhere with the talk. You know
what I'm saying? I can speak, and this is what I like about Melissa, because I can speak with her on a wide range of things. You know, the conversation when you chopping it up, it can go in mad different directions. Good.
So how you feel, Verge, about abortion? What you think about that?
Or abortion? Well, you pretty much know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just was having this conversation the other day. Listen, man, when it comes to abortion, you know what I'm saying? Let's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Abortion is what it is. You got to box cleverly nowadays on YouTube, and we ain't got to get into all of that, but it is what it is, and you got to, you know, it is what it is, man. Now, when it comes to people being given the right to do it, that's quite the conundrum. It's quite the hypocrisy too. You know, you sit up there and say it's okay for a chick to sit up there and go ahead and do that, but at the same time, you know, if somebody else was to commit the same crime, but not in the exact same fashion, like say another human, that would be considered murder.
But let me ask you this: Do you feel like, because this is how I feel like abortion is just a modernized way to do child sacrifice.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like exactly. I mean, that's exactly what it is. But that's not it though. But also, I mean, that's definitely a huge part of it. Trust and believe what I'm telling you that. Mm-hmm. Especially if you watch that one movie where they show what happened. That's recycle. That's recycle. The recycling of fecal matter. That's the Ouroboros agenda y'all hear me talking about. Listen, see how we can just go to another level with this? I'm glad you brought that up. I talk to y'all about this stuff all the time. It's one of the main reasons why I want to have Melissa come on the show, because, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't be like we just going to be talking about one specific thing. You know what I'm talking about? I just sit up here and told y'all about HEK 239 diploid cells made from aborted fetal tissues. HEK stands for human embryonic kidney cells, diploid cells. At that, diploid cells is what contributes to Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's cancers.
Is this what's in the vaccines, or?
This is in literally everything. This is why I say I'm writing this book called The Ouroboros Agenda. Right? And I talk about a lot, Melissa, how we're being made to consume ourselves in every way, literally. But this right here specifically, just speaking on what you're saying when it comes to abortion, right?
Did you see where they threw that man in jail that recorded Planned Parenthood admitting that reports?
Yeah,
they threw him in jail for recording that.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's because they got the bit. They another topic for another day. But
all the abortion clinics are in the Black community.
Exactly, most of them.
Ain't none out here in Delaware. I'll tell you that right now.
She said ain't none in Delaware, huh?
No, they're trying to get you to keep your baby out here.
Right. They got all type of places, all type of options and everything for you, huh?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? But when it comes to abortion, I want y'all to understand, specifically in the so-called Black community, when it comes to the number of babies that have been aborted, it is literally in the hundreds of millions.
It's bad. One particular year in New York, they said more Black babies were aborted than born.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? So think about over the years, all these abortions to the point where they have made a market out of it. And they put HEK 239 in literally everything.
Yeah, Pepsi has it aborted fetus sales for sure.
I'm gonna tell y'all this, man, and this is anything that has original or natural flavor in it has HEK 239 in it, Percy 6, or MRC 5 in it, or a combination of the three. HEK 239 per C6, PERC6, right? Or goddamn it, MRC 5. All made from embryonic or aborted fetal tissue. Where do you think they get aborted fetal tissue from? They literally put this stuff. This is why I said we've been made to consume ourselves. This is why also, Melissa, what you know about this? What you know about these? I'm gonna be talking about all this stuff in my book, man. Right? It's gonna be dope, man. What you know about these, Melissa?
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
The artificial womb facilities.
But you know what, Verge? You know, in the Bible it talks about clay mixing with iron.
Right.
And I always wondered like what that was referring to. And I really think it refers to this transhumanism.
That's definitely what it's referring to.
Where the clay mixed with the iron is talking about us mixing with robotics and technology, and you know, because that's what they really want to do is merge us with machines. So yeah, that's definitely
the whole is what I talk about when I talk about the transhumanist agenda. Melissa spoke on that briefly. When I hear y'all talk about, y'all heard me talk about this stuff to y'all. The transgender, I'm gonna do a show on this too. The transgender, I think I already did. Did I already do a show on that? Oh, I don't know. I probably did. Listen, the transgender agenda is being used to desensitize and preemptively program us to be in a transhumanist society. And I want y'all to understand how that is and the connection and correlation between the two.
And the Baphomet. It all goes together.
Yeah, all fit together. I tell y'all this all the time, man. Literally. It's literally the Baphomet agenda. It's very, this is what I'm talking about when I say it's very Saturn. It's very serpentine. It's very Lucerne. It's very, you know what I mean? In its nature, in its structure. And in order for you to be able to understand this, right? I tell you all the time, man, sometimes the Most High won't have to reveal this to you, man. And if you ain't got no man in your life, you probably ain't going to understand this. Especially a nigga who is up on it. Because 9 times out of 10, not going to reveal it to you. That's out of proper structure and order. A lot of chicks get offended when I say stuff like that, Melissa, man.
You know what, though? Even the marriage ceremony deals with Saturn, though. You know, the ring.
Definitely.
The ring is
the whole situation. It don't say nothing in scripture about none of that stuff.
Yeah, it's a ritual. It's a Saturnalia ritual to get married. You know, so that's a whole nother.
My pops did a show. We did a show on Saturnalia.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, the
dope
court
too.
system, everything. It's like crazy, man. It's just like so many different. Like talking to you, my brain is like me, because I don't really got nobody to talk about all this stuff with. You sound like a lunatic when you start really talking about all this. It's crazy.
And this is what I say to people, man. Listen, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like pressing all the keys on the at the same time, man. Your brain can't process all this information. You know what I'm saying? One of the main reasons why, especially now, is being put out in so many different ways because the unintelligent artificial intelligence knows this, right? But also, and this is how I know Melissa is getting not more smart or intelligent, but it's getting more clever. Understand the difference between having wisdom, being wise, and then being clever. They're not the same thing, right? It's very clever to be able to develop an atomic bomb. It's not very wise to actually use it.
Right.
You feel me? Understand the difference. And when I say that, the unintelligence or artificial intelligence isn't wise. It's clever, right? That's the reason why it can't outthink us. It could probably outcompute us.
You know what though, Verge? I'll be like, I don't know if you went into like the mud floods and Tartaria Empire and all that and looked at all.
Yeah. I'm hip to all the Tartarian and all of that stuff. My nigga,
so I'm just
going on that shit sometimes.
I just be wondering, like, we're just racing to our destruction again because this ain't the first time that. Like, we think we discovered all this and that. Man, some of these prior civilizations was way far ahead of us. Like,
way far ahead.
That's why we look around the world and there's these monoliths and these things, and we're like, how did they build that? How did they do that? Because they had technologies that we don't even have today.
Right.
It's wild, So all of this is like a gift and a curse. It's convenient for us to use all of these things and this technology, but it weakens us. I mean, most people wouldn't even be able to survive without a GPS, to be honest.
Right.
They don't even teach how to read maps, you know what I mean? Like they did with us,
That's because they're changing the maps up. They don't want people to see what the map's starting to look like.
Right. Where are we at? What is really going on here for real? And even with just like the flight patterns of the airplanes and stuff, it make you wonder, like, okay, is this really the maps of how they teach us how the world is it really that, or what's going on? Because some of it just don't make no sense,
And this is the thing, most people, most people ain't gonna like ever be in the place or be in a space or position to where they could even observe such things. You understand what I'm saying? So we pretty much working off of what we've been told.
Right? Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you got some money and you got a private jet and you can really like fly above and just really look for yourself, you're not gonna know. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy, ain't it?
But when you think about it like that, understand this. This is why I say we're being prepared to go into another illusion within illusion, circles within circles with this metaverse thing. Think about the reality we interacting with right now is already illusory. I'll tell y'all this stuff all the time, man. So now we being even more preemptively programmed to be perceptually prepared for the metaverse. Literally everything, even when it comes down to the transgender thing, man. You feel me? Even when it comes, anything you could ever talk about, when it all goes to the same source, that's what it's leading to. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I be talking about the stuff I be talking about, because I want y'all to be able to realize and see this stuff. I ain't trying to impose nothing on nobody. You believe what you want to be, but I'm sitting here telling you, to deny what's right in your face is to dabble in the arena of cognitive dissonance. I'm starting to think and believe, and to some extent accept, that a lot of y'all is okay with that. A lot of y'all, like I say, love your slavery, if you would. You feel me?
But you know what though, Verge? A lot
But
of
I
it
do too, to an extent. So don't ever think I'm just don't ever think that. But it's the difference between being in it and being of it. You hear me?
well, a lot of people are they don't understand, like, a lot of this is us being poisoned too. Like, they're feeding us chemicals that make us docile,
Right.
and make you not.
EDCs.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
Right.
it's like, we got to address that first, because it's like we ingesting things and, breathing things and eating and drinking things and being injected with things that's, taking you up out your square. It's making you not even care about things that you should care about, or even be aware of things that you should be aware about, you know? So there's that too.
Yeah. This is what Melissa just brought up. Listen, EDCs. You know what EDCs are, Melissa?
Some type of bad chemical, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Endocrine depleting chemicals.
Hormone disruptors.
Right. So with EDCs, this is part of the Baphomet agenda, right? Even the pharmaceutical industry, right? But EDCs, endocrine depleting chemicals, when these chemicals are introduced into male anatomy, right, they trick the body into producing estrogen.
Mm.
Just the opposite for females, right? Where are EDCs found? They're found in your vapes, along with the PVCs and PECs. Huh?
Did you see where they found that some of them EDCs was making the frogs gay, and people was laughing about it, but
Yeah, they thought it was a joke. Like, nah, it was
they thought it
turning
was
the
a joke, but
frogs. It was turning the frogs. The male frogs were developing feminine estrogen, and the females were doing the opposite.
That's crazy, ain't it?
So when you think about this, now where are EDCs found? What are they used in? They're used in food containers, food storage, Tupperware, also lined canned goods, packaging. And the number one thing that EDCs are on is something we come in contact with on a daily basis. Guess what they are?
Water?
Nah, it's not nothing we drink. Not nothing we consume into our
Clothes?
ingest. Huh?
I said clothes.
Nah. They don't put them in clothes. They don't use them in textile industry. They're on receipts. Notice when you get receipts, they have that dusty, filmy shine on them.
Mm-hmm.
If you put heat to them, it turns black on one side.
Mm-hmm.
That's igniting the EDCs right there. And that black is the leftover residue from the EDCs burning in the receipt.
That is crazy.
So
just email my receipt.
Now, when you think about EDCs, what I just told y'all, Melissa brought this up, and the chemicals having the opposite effect in opposite sex. Now think about the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda. You'll have to see how it all fits together, man. And this is why I do my show. This is why I do what I do over here. You have to be able to see how this all fits together. Right? So many agendas going on at the same time under the umbrella of one big, huge agenda. Right? Shout out to my brother Jay Jermaine, man. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up out of the turf. The CEO, you know what I'm talking about? I got my sis Melissa in the building, man. We chopping it up. Heavy style. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Melissa's the type of chick who I could chop it up with. Because, you know, not to, like I say, y'all don't really talk too much about important stuff or things that actually matter, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to ask you about that, Melissa. Why do you think that is? Hold on. For one, do you agree with me on that? And two, if you do, why? And if you don't, why not?
Yes, I do agree with that. And I think one of the main culprits of that is because going back to how we're raised, you know, women are raised to really not be of substance, you know what I mean? To just look good, and present as long as your hair and nails and you got, you know, you look sexy or whatever, that's all you need to, you know, progress or whatever. So I think a lot of women don't, you know, have critical thinking skills, you know, due to that. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that all that really matters is appearance and you know, looking a certain type of way. And I think being trained to think like that leaves that hole there where it's like, okay, what else do you have to offer? What else do you have to talk about? Do you care about anything else besides getting your hair and nails done, babe? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you have to have a natural inkling to want to pursue learning different things and having different discussions about different things. But I really just think that we're not raised to have critical thought, you know, from a young age, to be honest. And of course, when you grow up, you become an adult, you get sideswiped with all this internet and social media bullshit, and it's like I think women just get lost in the everyday of just looking good because as women, we have a lot of responsibilities as well. And I don't think a lot of women think these things are really important or it makes a difference to care about them or know about them, to be honest.
And I would have to agree with you on that. And that's why I say what I say now. And that's not to undermine what anybody's doing. That's just really just being honest about the situation.
Yeah, that's not calling nobody stupid or anything.
Yeah,
it's just
you
honest.
feel me?
We're raised different. We're not raised to really, you know, adapt that type of mentality. Unless your mother is that type of person or your father is that type of person, they may instill that into you as a young girl. But more than likely, as young girls, we're raised to look pretty and be a certain way, and you know, we're not really taught to think critically.
Right. And I want y'all to understand how important it is to think critically, right? Respond mentally, not react emotionally, right? See, and everything in our society today is geared towards triggering or weaponized trauma against us. This is part of the Ouroboros agenda. This is part of Recycle, right? A lot of people, I mean, I tell you all the time, man, Lucifer spelled backwards, Recycle, right? And I'm not making that up. That's an actual word. It actually means something. The recycling of fecal matter. That's what it means, Latin Vulgate, right? And this is the agenda that we see. This is why I say we're being made to consume ourselves, man, which is actually literally going on. Now, I'm not saying to tell anybody what they should be talking about or shouldn't be talking about, right? Let me come up on you niggas, man. You know, talk about whatever you want to talk about, man. But, you know what I mean? I'm not telling nobody what they talking about is not, you know, important outside of being important to them. But I'm talking about the grand scheme of things, it's just not. And you know what I'm saying? Right. And you know what I mean? And when it comes to chicks, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, just like Melissa said for the most part, you know what I'm saying? It's not so much that y'all don't have the ability or the potential to be very intelligent, wise, and be able to say insightful and something of value to say. What I'm saying is that's not y'all's design.
Yeah.
Women weren't designed to be intellectuals. And that's not an insult to being a woman, man, because a woman was designed to be a nurturer, though.
Yeah, but they don't want to do that no more. They just want to do what men do. Right. It's like, what about kids, though?
That's what I'm saying, and this is why I say when we look at our observer, I look back in history, how many women philosophers were there in history? Name one. Any era or age that you could possibly do it for.
I can't think of one. I mean, you know what though? Like I said, we need to just get back to the basics.
Yeah. That's what it boils down to at the end of the day. Proper structure and order, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to do what women do. I don't want to be emotional.
You don't want to birth babies.
I don't want to do nothing a woman does. Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why women are marching in the streets wanting to be equal to men, baby. So you want to go you want to go do that construction work?
You want to work 60 hours plus a week, baby?
Yeah,
you work 60 hours a week.
I'm straight on that, boo. I'm straight. I'd rather be at home and taken care of, and that's just, I don't view that as no weakness, or I look at it as stupid as wanting to struggle alone. That's dumb. When you got a man that's willing to cooperate with you and build with you, but you want to, I don't need you, and him right on out the door, that's stupid. It's dumb. Why would you want to pay all your own bills and do everything alone, take your own trash out, like, come on, baby, that's just stupid. Like, why would you want to do that? So you can wear it like a badge of honor. It's not a badge of honor.
It's not a badge of honor at all. Because I'm telling you this right now, listen, I don't want to do nothing abroad, dude. You hear me? Nothing. I don't want to do none of it. Pause, man. So all you dudes out there, man, listen. The devil is a lie, man. I'm going to just say that. The devil is a goddamn lie. You hear me?
What did you think about that DL thing that came out?
What you talking about?
That was wild, wasn't it? That DL page on Twitter.
Oh yeah, man. That was wild. That was crazy. Dan Patrick was good, man. I ain't gonna lie, Dan Patrick, you is late because we is about to end the show in about 13 minutes. I don't want to take up too much of Melissa's time. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But my man Dan Patrick at these beats with your face at, what's good, nigga? But yeah, though, man, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm just saying, and this is all, see, listen, no matter whatever we talk about, it all come full circle back together. This is part of the Baphomet agenda. This is part of all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Scripture speak on this. It's been going on for years, man. This is all part, right, of the situation, man. You know what I mean? One thing for sure, two things for certain. If all the dudes, all the men want to be women and all the women want to be men, in the process, ain't no cheering being made, man.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, and when that happens, this is where we get, you know what I'm talking about? This is where we get stuff like this. And this is happening right now. It's an actual company called Ectolife. They're in the process of building 30 plus facilities worldwide, y'all. What do y'all do? Y'all know about this? Are y'all hip to this?
Yes, wow.
Are y'all aware of this? I know all the people who tap in with me are. I'm talking about people who haven't. That show was so raw, they cut that off of YouTube. Man, I have to put that on my Patreon. Now you good, Dan Patrick. Man, you had stuff you had to do, so we can always catch the playback, brethren. Shout out to my brother Jay Jermaine with a contribution to the situation as always. He come through. You did, you know.
But you know what, Verge? I think that, we as women, we need to just get back to loving our men correctly. You know what I mean? And putting things back in balance, speaking life into your man, send him out into the world to conquer and to bring the bacon home and stop tearing them down. But we sit back and we be like, oh, niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't doing this. Men ain't doing that. But it's like, it's all connected though. Like as women, if we take control of our households and raise our children the way we supposed to, stop running their dads off or, warring with the dad, because there's no reason to be enemies. We're not enemy combatants. especially if we're raising children, whether we're together or not. So it's just like, we as women, we just need to stop focusing on these worldly things and go more into our spiritual, divine, feminine energy so that we can properly raise our children and properly love our men. And that's when men will start to value women again. Because right now, there's not much to value out here. There's just not. I ain't down on nobody, but I'm just saying, me, if I was a male, I would not. The pickings are very slim. It's very slim as far as a wife is concerned out here. You know what I mean? So I just think if we as women were to stop saying, "Oh, men ain't doing this, men ain't doing that, niggas ain't shit," blah blah blah, all these things that we say, and it may very well be true, a lot of it, you know. What I mean? But I just think if we put that energy into properly loving our men and our kids, that we can turn this thing around.
I feel the same way, man, too. And then, like I say, man, notice what she said, man, running niggas off, man. And I know people don't like to hear this stuff because we've been hit with this narrative that's not even true. It's not even the observable reality true. You feel me? Most dudes who have children by chicks who are not their wives, right? Most of these dudes want to be involved with their children's lives, man. But due to the nature of the relationship that they have with the child's mother, we got the situation to where, the chicks be on the BS. That is the overwhelmingly mass majority. Y'all have to come to a place where y'all accept that. That's what it is. That's the overwhelmingly mass majority. The overwhelmingly mass majority of men who are fathers want to be involved in their children's lives, and they're not because they're a deadbeat and they're a piece of shit and they left, they abandoned. No, because of a disgruntled feelings on the part or whatever on the part of the mom. And that's a conversation that I don't think is had or talked about or even held accountable for.
It's not.
Let me just say this, and I pass it. I want y'all to understand that the overwhelmingly mass majority of dudes who have multiple children by multiple men, these guys who y'all be referring to, they're less than 20% of us, man. Versus when it comes to y'all, it's the overwhelmingly mass majority. You have to come to a place where you accept that and understand that. Understand what that means. It's not about blame or fingers. It's simple math and numbers. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all outnumber us 3 to 5 in most cities in America where we at, which is about 12 to 14 cities where we in our large populations. All right. I want y'all to understand the math, the numbers, versus being all in your feelings. Because you understand if it's 23 million black men in America, right? And if 20% of us, 2.3 million, got most of y'all pregnant with kids, spread across 14 cities. And this is like Melissa said, this is where the math don't math. This is where the critical thinking got to come into play. And since a lot of us, specifically females especially, don't mean no, but it's true. Since it's basically devoid of y'all, you don't understand it. This is why it don't correlate. It don't connect. You know what I mean? But that's not the case for all of y'all, because clearly Melissa gets that, right? She understands that. And we do, Jason, man. We most definitely do. Melissa just sit up there and prove that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what, this is why you got these chicks, Melissa, around trying to teach grown-ass women how to be feminine. Let me get your opinion on that. What you think about all these femininity coaches trying to teach 30-plus-year-old chicks raised by single moms how to be feminine, man? And listen here, let me say this, and I'm going to pass to Melissa. Hey, young brothers, listen to me. Just like this here gang, this here masculinity, this manhood shit, this shit got to be in you, Jack, not on you. Because if it's on you, it can get wiped off. You hear me? Just like femininity. Ladies, it ain't on you, it's in you. What makes you think you can, after years of whatever, from whatever to 30, 35, you just all of a sudden like, oh yeah, I'm gonna learn how to be feminine. I'm a soft girl. What was your take on the whole soft girl era, Melissa, man? Before we get up out of here, man.
You know what though? Like I said, if you come in with that pride and ego, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. I don't care how many coaches you have or things like that. It's not. Son, I'm on a call, okay? Yeah, it's
shout out to the little homie. You know he gotta be nosy and see what's good.
Yeah, but I just really think that, you know, the pride and ego has to go first. You know what I mean? Wow. And we have to let our men lead, and we gotta love them the correct way and send them out into the world to conquer the world, and you know, raise our children to love their fathers just as much as they love us, because they need their fathers just as much as they need us. You know what I mean? So until we get back to that, all these classes and coachings, and it don't mean nothing, because y'all still leading with y'all chest out with masculine energy. I've accomplished this, I've done this, I've done that, and it's like that don't matter in the equation of man and woman. Like, women are not equal to men, and it's a farce to think that, and it's stupid to even want to be. I don't want to be out there slinging sledgehammers. I'm straight on that. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be kept at home, raising my children. Because like right now, my children have never been to daycare. Right. Like my oldest is 17 years old. Right. My kids have never been in daycare, and I've worked and everything, but we've always made it to where he worked one shift, I worked another. We're not taking our kids outside. Right. Person. We have a 2-parent household. Right. And that has afforded us to really be able to raise our kids and our children to have a stable structure with me and their father in the home. So like I said, until we get back to the basics, it really falls back on us. Like, if we properly love our men and stop worrying about all this worldly bullshit and get back to being divine feminine energy, then a lot of this shit would just go away. You know what I'm saying? But we trying to be bad bitches. We trying to be bad bitches, you know.
That little nigga gonna find some way to be in the
Excuse me. Go that way. I'm almost done. Go. You want to play? Wait. You have to wait.
He was gonna find him a way to get up in the shop, man.
Yeah, he want to play that. He want to play that game. You know how that goes. So I think we'll be all right if we can take accountability as women and start properly loving our men and raising our children to love their fathers just like they love us. I think we can turn it around.
That's beautiful. We most definitely can too. I don't doubt that at all. Melissa, I would totally agree with you on that. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I totally agree. You know, that's the same thing I talk about all the time too. You know what I'm saying? But we about to get up out of here, man. Melissa, I want to thank you for giving us your beautiful time, man. This is my beautiful sister, Melissa, man. I just love chopping it up with her. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. You're more than welcome to come back on the show whenever you want. You know what I'm talking about? Sit up there and leave us with some, you know what I mean, with some words in your closing. We're gonna get up out of here, man.
I just really think that, like I said, women need to get back to focusing more on the spiritual aspect of raising the family and loving our men. And as men, I just think that, you know what, I ain't really got nothing to say to men because I feel like men's actions are based off of women's actions a lot of times. And we're not being very good mothers. We're not being very good wives. And not to say that it's all on us, but like I said, we raise the kids, we raise the next generation. Men rely on us more than what we think, you know, as far as for, you know, some of that, the good things that we need to instill in our men. So, like I said, I think if we take accountability and we focus on the right things instead of this worldly bullshit, we'll be fine.
And we most definitely will, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, man, it's my sister Melissa right here. You know what I'm saying? She's pretty sure she'll come back on the show, man. We chop it up, like I say. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, show y'all that it's actually women in real time, you know what I'm talking about, who ain't all silly You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, Verge? I want to say this though.
Right.
Men and women think about love differently. You know, men
Right.
look at respect as love.
Right. Facts.
That men want to be respected by their peers, by their women, by their children, by, you know, everyone. Their thing is respect. So, you know, I really think that, you know, if women were to recognize that we could treat our men better. If you understand that love is more geared towards respect for them. If you love a man, show him proper respect.
Right. That's a fact. And it won't be nothing he won't do for you. At all.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, I guess what I want. I'm well taken care of. I get the whole check, baby. Okay.
You hear me? It's a beautiful thing, though. So thanks for coming on, Melissa. I'll be in contact with you. And like I tell you, whenever you want to come back on the show, you know you're more than welcome.
Oh, for sure.
All right, man. I'll holler at you.
All right, bye, Verge.
All right. It's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. It's a beautiful thing, y'all, man. Listen. I told y'all, man, when I have people come on the show, man, I have real people come on the show, man. That's my sis, Melissa, man. I've known her since like the 6th grade. And it's a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying, for them to be holding it down, you know what I'm saying, for 17 years. You know what I'm saying? I always told Melissa, man, like, that's a beautiful thing. She raising her kids. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. And it's the prime example of when you work together, you know what I'm saying, under the proper situation, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. And that's what we're going to be all about in 2024, man. We all about relationships, family, stand on code, manhood. You hear me? You did. Masculinity. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. I'm all with it, man. You hear me? Let me bring this up on the y'all know we're doing tomorrow night, Friday night wrap up. You did. It's gonna be a beautiful situation. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, though, man, 2024, man. Real talk, man. I mean, I've been seeing this lately. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, and I fully agree with Melissa, man. You know, we definitely have the ability to turn everything around, but in order to do that, proper structural order must be put back into play, man. You hear me? It absolutely has to. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need to leave this gender war in 2023. I agree with that. I'm going to do a show on this next week, too. Matter of fact, on Monday, we're going to do a show on this. All right. Monday, we're going to discuss leaving the gender war in 2023. I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. Right? We're definitely not ever leaving accountability and bringing up important issues, but the you know, we gotta realize what's going on. And when you have the eyes to see, you can see when something is an issue, and you see it for the fallacy that it is. You know, to continue to participate in it, it would be, you know what I'm saying, you know, that just would be terrible. So, you know, we're gonna talk about this on Monday. Tomorrow night, Friday night wrap up. Saturday, we got the E&E listening party, Palmers and Leaves 3. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a beautiful situation. Nauseous, DISSECT, Blister Guarantee. You know what I'm saying? My brothers, the collective of Butcher Boys, out of our whole entire collective E&E. We got the Butcher Boys, Glitch, and Nauseous, DISSECT, dropping a third installation to the Palmers and Leaves series. It's going to be an event that you don't want to miss. You know what I'm talking about? It's going to be a beautiful situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tap in and walk with us. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You did. You know what I mean? You know, it's ladies' night, so I got to leave y'all with another song for the ladies, man. You know what I'm talking about? Appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, man. Anywhere in the world, but y'all right here with us, me and my sister Melissa. Shout out to Melissa, man. Shout out to her husband and shout out to her kids, man. You know, it's a beautiful thing, man. 17 years holding it down. You know what I mean? Everything in this proper structure and order. Beautiful kids. You know what I'm talking about? 17-year-old, man. I don't think I've met a 17-year-old that doesn't have a phone. I think that's dope. Yeah. And we're going to do that on Monday, man. Monday, we're going to do leaving the gender war in 2023. Right? Then on Wednesday, right? On Wednesday, we're going to do, right, I don't know what the hell I was just talking about, man. Oh, yeah, that'll be a dope idea, too. I'll just be having my little piece of paper. I got things jotted down right here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what we're going to do on Monday. You know what I'm talking about? That's what we're going to do on Monday. You feel me? Because we definitely need to do that, man. Smash that like button, click the bell, subscribe to the page, man. We out of here, man.
Yeah. You know what comes a time in every man's life when we're ready to settle down and make things right. But only for that special one. We be trying to make her you. But y'all want to keep playing games with these lanes. So make your next move your best move, because we the best dudes. Oh yeah, don't settle for less, man. I can love you better than you can imagine. Take it from the madness. Girl, I don't know why you keep these lanes around. You wildin' out. Don't you settle for less. What up, beauty queen? You know I really wanna invite you to my world and show you my unique persona. We can get together, steam it up like a sauna, take you on the natural high, no marijuana, just a bottle of wine, some ice chill prosecco. You holding on to that lame dude, you should let go. Who you was gonna be mine from the very get-go. I'm trying to make you white because you special. You got the best clothes, designer fresh clothes, make your own dough on your home yo vehicle. It's fully painful, that frame's plain though. Selfie queen, you know your angles. Red bottom heels, 5 diamond encrusted bangles. We got the same goals, copping land and counting bankrolls. Creating generational wealth, so our seeds grow. I know your needs though, and you know mine's the same. It's an honor and a privilege to give you my last name. I can love you better than you can imagine. Take it from the madness. Girl, I don't know why you keep these ways around. You wildin' out. Don't you settle for less. Shop the squeeze, you know that's mandatory. I'm trying to open your mind. Peep the allegory. They say that love don't last, so let's change the story. I send my heart out to you. Please come for me. Let's take control of our love. No conforming. Late night love sessions last until the early morning. Cooking breakfast, but naked eggs, bacon and toast. Fried potatoes and onions, girl, I love you the most. When my body be aching, you rub the pain out. Roll up the Dutchess for me while I pour champagne out. I pour my heart and my soul, plus my pain out. You got a real one right here, so leave the lanes out. Please stop with the games. The mother names missing your time, girl. I didn't know we even hit your phone. They always think it's hard. You should do something with me. So don't settle, don't settle, don't settle for That's with the facts. You me. Real contender. Jay Adonis. Singing the hooks and the vibes. Yeah. To all my ladies. Don't settle for less, babe. Don't let a wintertime hangout turn into a summertime
time bank out. You know what I mean? Get you one that's gonna be there every season, baby. Don't settle for less. Know your worth, baby. Facts. Don't settle for less, baby. Know your self-worth.
Girl, I don't know why you keep these flames around, yeah. Why now? Don't you settle for less.